When I attended my first church meeting 48 years ago in Los Angeles, California, Brother Witness Lee was ministering the Word. And I listened to him, and I was very deeply impressed with his Word. He was ministering a word about Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23, which says, "Keep your heart with all vigilance, for from it are the issues of life." Keep your heart. Oh, that word touched me deeply. Guard your heart, for out of it are the streams of life. That word impressed me, and that word exposed me, and that word exhorted me. I was very blessed with that first message. And I have tried my best to practice that word all these years. The word I heard that night ministered life to me then, and I will say even today, it still ministers life to me. But even though I was so blessed, and I kept coming back to the church meetings, and I attended his informal trainings, and I read the books, I was very hesitant to leave the Christian group that my family had been with for approximately 100 years. That was the Brethren Assembly. It took a lot of prayer. I fasted. I read notes that I took from Brother Witness Lee's sharing in the meetings. I studied the books. I did everything that I could to be sure about the decision that was facing me. At that time in Los Angeles and throughout the whole United States, there were many cults rising, many sects, and I felt, when I met the church, I felt I cannot make a hasty decision, even though my heart was full of joy every time I attended the meetings. I must pray, I must study, and I must have the absolute certainty about the decision that I would need to make one day. Because it would affect me, and it might affect my younger sisters, it might affect my descendants. And I prayed to the Lord. I said, "Lord, I hold you responsible. I cannot make a mistake. This is too serious of a decision in my life." So from my heart, I did everything I could to seek the Lord's face and to know His truth and to follow the Spirit. Well, I could realize that the church in Los Angeles and the local churches were not your typical Christian group. It was not just another free group full of enthusiasm that appears today and goes tomorrow. The testimony was very strong. I realized it was not another denomination either. It was the church life. It was something I had never heard about before, a church life. And that's what my heart was longing for. So I did my part. I did my homework. And eventually, little by little, I realized what I am participating of in the meetings is the real belief and the practice of the brothers and sisters. So I found the teachings to be deeper than I had ever heard of before. And I found the practice of the church life so enjoyable and so full of the reality of Christ that finally, after 8 months, I made the decision in fellowship with the group that I had been meeting with. I told them, I feel the Lord leading me to meet with the church in Los Angeles. It was a big decision. But I can tell you today, I was certain of the decision I made then, and 48 years later, I have the same assurance and certainty in my heart. I made no mistake.